Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video, or welcome to the channel if you are new here. So in today's video I'm going to be building a Bachelor Pad for Don Lothario. Now if you don't know who Don Lothario is, he is a pre-made sim that comes with the Sims 4, but he's actually been in previous generations of the game. He was in the Sims 2 and the Sims 3. I don't believe he was in the Sims 1 though, off memory, but I really wanted to build him a house for my save file. Now currently he does actually live in Oasis Springs with the Caliente family, the Caliente sisters and their mother, but I'm actually switching my save file around a bit and trying to make it make a little bit more sense, because if you maybe played the previous generations of The Sims, you will know that Katrina Caliente was introduced with The Sims 4. In the previous Sims games, they actually had a different mother. Her name wasn't Nyat, I believe that's how you pronounce it anyway. And for some reason in The Sims 4, they decided to scrap that whole family tree thing and then just introduce Katrina. And I don't like that fact. I want to keep with the previous Sims games, and so for my save file, I will be getting rid of Katrina because she doesn't make any sense to me for my save file and for the generations of it. And so with that, I will actually have to be going in and just kind of redoing the whole family tree of every single family in my save file. And I have actually already started doing that, and one of the first families, or actually I think he was the first family that I did, was Don Lothario. I did this months ago. I went in and I created both his parents, so his mum and his dad, as well as his grandparents, so his dad's parents as well as his mum's parents. Now for my save file, I am going to make them so they're not actually alive, they are going to be dead, but just so it makes sense, just so you can actually go and explore the family tree. And so I really wanted to sit down and actually build him something, because he's just been sitting in my kind of, you know, like where all of your households just sit when they haven't got a home. He's been sitting in there for a while and I just really wanted to build him a home, and so that's what I decided to do for today's video. As you can see, I did build this quite quickly. Now I do just quickly want to say that first of all, I was actually looking at a picture when I was building this, and so I'll find the picture and I'll put it on screen now. Whenever I do look at some pictures for inspiration, or if I ever try to replicate something, I always just like to mention it in my videos so you guys know. And secondly, I did actually build this twice. So originally I actually came in when I first found this picture that I was looking at. I originally came in and I just thought I'd have a little play about, see how it actually pan out in The Sims, because trying to build something from a picture in real life and replicate it in The Sims is quite hard. So I did actually do it originally off camera, didn't record, you know, I was just having a little bit of a play about. I ended up basically doing the whole entire house. So I kind of figured out, okay, what wallpaper I'm going to have, how everything's going to be laid out and stuff. And so if you're seeing that I am able to do this quite quickly, it's just because I literally went in the night before and kind of figured out what I was going to do. And sometimes I do that for my builds, just because when you're trying to figure out floor plans and when you're trying to figure out wallpapering or just the structure of a build, sometimes it can be really long of a process to try and figure it out. And especially when you do videos, I don't want to keep all that footage in. I feel like it's way too boring. And so sometimes I do go into my game beforehand. I know a lot of other people do as well, and just try and map it out. And that is what I did with this build. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. As you can see though, it did obviously come together quite quickly, and I'm already working on the back garden. Now this is Don Lothario's house. He needs to have a bachelor pad. I'm sticking with the fact of he is a party animal. He's going to be having lots of parties in this house. It's basically, when I was building this, I was just thinking this would be the place that you would go to in my save file if you wanted to go to a good party, just because it's basically a party house. So you have a hot tub, or like a jacuzzi if you will, in the back corner. As you can see, there's a barbecue area. There is also a bar area, which I'm kind of focusing on now. There is also a swimming pool. It's quite small, but I wanted to see if I could fit a swimming pool in there, and I did. And I also made it have some fountains as well, which was quite nice. It just added a little bit more decorative aspect to it, as well as a sunbathing area. And I think that's it for the back garden. There is also like a seating area for your Sims to sit at and stuff. But when I was building this, I was just thinking that of a night time, Sims would come here and they would just have great parties here. And I feel like in my save file, he's going to be the place that you would want to go to if you want to go to a party, and he'll probably throw loads of parties. And so that was kind of what I was basing the inside of the house of. I did quite an open plan area. There is a sunken lounge as well. As you can kind of see, I'm doing a bit of the landscaping now. You might be able to see through the windows. The lounge is actually sunken. I did actually use platforms to do that, as well as his bedroom. I just kind of felt like Don Lothario, as he is kind of like a heartbreaker as such, I just felt like he had to have some kind of extra spice, if you will, in his bedroom. And so I did it so his bedroom actually has a platform. You walk into his bedroom and you can actually step down the stairs. Again, I'm landscaping, but you can actually see through the windows what I'm talking about. And then his bed is down there as well. I really like it. I really like platforms. I think this is the second time I've actually used platforms. The first time I actually used platforms was in my Japanese hot springs build, which I actually built the day that Snowy Escapes was released. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a card on the screen now. But yeah, I had a lot of fun using platforms. I did actually use a platform as well on the roof, which is so useful because whenever you use half walls on roofs, sometimes you then have to find an object to kind of move it up, so then the top of the roof is completely flat and there's no like sunken in bit. But with platforms you can actually do it, so it just raises up, and it's just so helpful. But anyway, as you can see, I'm just focusing on this little hot tub area in the corner. Now, I really wanted this to be on platforms. I just love the look of it. And by the way, I do just quickly want to mention, I have gone in and I have play tested this whole entire build. Everything worked perfectly, which I'm so happy about because I absolutely love the way that this build turned out. But yeah, I just want to mention I have play tested it. Like always, I do always play test my builds whenever I do go in and take the screenshots, which by the way, when I was taking the screenshots for this, it took me so long. I think I ended up with something like 52 screenshots because I was so undecisive of how I wanted all the pictures to look, as well as this house looks so pretty in every single time of day, every single lighting. So I've got some nighttime pictures. I believe I've got some afternoon kind of evening sunset pictures as well, my screenshots. I've then also got daytime screenshots. And one thing that I do want to mention, it was quite hard on this lot. Now I can't tell you the name of the lot because it's way too small to me to see in the top left corner, but it is such a pain trying to take screenshots on this lot because there's no good shadows. Like there is shadows, that's the problem. The shadows create a massive problem in the daytime, and so you can't get really nice bright sunny screenshots like how you normally would be able to on different lots. I just had a mare of it, if I'm being honest with you. But anyway, moving on. As you can see, I'm just finishing up the garden now, and I'm currently focusing on this little area as your Sims would walk out through the sliding doors. There is a little table there with 6 seats. Your Sims can sit there and maybe eat some barbecue food, or maybe over night time, that's where a lot of people like to come and sit down. There's not a whole lot of seating area as such as like sofas, how I normally would do my gardens. Normally I use the Perfect Patio Stuff sofas like all the time, so there's seating in the garden, but there's not too much seating in this garden. But there's a lot of different activities for your Sim to do. Like I've mentioned, there's that jacuzzi, there's the barbecue, there's a bar, there's the sunbed area, which I'm just currently focusing on, there's a swimming pool. There's a whole lot to do in this back garden. As you can see now, I'm actually just focusing on the lighting. Now, one main thing that I wanted to make sure was as perfect as I could get it was actually the lighting in this garden, because I was thinking, right, it's a party house. The majority of the time people will throw parties of a night time, and so the lighting of a night time just needs to be it. And so I tried to make it as good as I could possible for screenshots and stuff, and the house is just so beautifully lit up of a night time. I just absolutely love it. There's so many different lighting, like lights. There's base game lights that stick out from the ground, which I've actually never used before. I used them lanterns as well, or not the lanterns, them kind of candle lantern things that we got from Perfect Patio Stuff, and I sized a few up and then had little small ones below it. And I just absolutely love this house just in general, and the lighting in this house. I just think the lighting just makes the whole house just come together. But anyway, moving on. As you can see, I've now started furnishing the inside of the house. Like always, I did do the wallpapering and the flooring off camera. The wallpaper that I actually used in this little sunken lounge area is actually the same stone that I used on the exterior. I just kind of wanted to bring in that exterior stone into the inside of the house, and I just think it looks so nice and it works so well. As you can see, I did use the Snowy Escape fireplace, and then I did also use the sofas from the fashion pack that I'm not going to try and pronounce because I can never pronounce it right, but the fashion pack that we got, I actually just merged 2 sofas and an armchair together to create a corner sofa. Like I said, I've play tested this house and it all works absolutely fine. Your Sims can sit on there and watch TV and, you know, light the fire and do whatever your Sims want to do. I did also add a Lindsay speaker into this build, which is actually an object which I never seem to use. I don't know why, I just never get my Sims to actually use it. I remember when that speaker was actually just introduced into the game because we got it with an update and it just broke the game, if I remember correctly. But anyway, as you can see, I'm just focusing on this little hallway area over here. I use one of the paintings that we got from, I believe it's Get Famous, and then this little snowboard side table, which I thought just looked so cool. And so I just kind of placed a load of clutter on top of it, some books, some candles, etc. And now I'm just working on the little entrance. So there's a little coat hook, as well as an umbrella stand, and as well as a thermostat, so your Sims can either have the house really hot or really cold, or neither. Anyway, as you can see, moving on, I've now started doing the kitchen. Now for the kitchen, I decided to go for the spa day cabinets and then merge them with the perfect patio stuff counters, because something that is really annoying is I was actually looking at the cabinets that we've got in the game, and I was thinking we ain't actually got that many, and I was thinking maybe we don't have that many counters. And then I went on to the counter part of build and buy, and we have so many different counters now. I say that, I would still like some more, but we do have quite a variety of counters, but we have barely any cabinets that match all the counters. So these perfect patio ones that I actually use, they don't have a matching cabinet, and it drives me insane. I don't know, it's just I want it all to match. And so what I actually had to do was use the spa day ones. I feel like they do actually match quite well, but I would have liked to use the same cabinets and counters from the same pack and just kind of have them look like they're meant to be a built-in feature, like the cabinets are meant to match the counters. But anyway, moving on. As you can see, it's quite a skinny kitchen. I never do skinny kitchens like this, but I really like it, and I feel like it's quite easy for gameplay as well. As you can see though, I am just cluttering up these shelves. I really like this new object that we've got with Snowy Escape. It looks like a load of plates and bowls cluttered up on top of each other, and I just really like it, and it just adds a little bit more realism into the game. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I always try to implement a little bit of realism in every single one of my builds, because I just love realism in the game. But anyway, I'm just going around now and finishing up the kitchen. I do actually play about with some of these chopping boards from Cool Kitchen Stuff, and I actually size one down and I try and make it look like two of them are kind of like leaned up against each other. And then I do also play about with this Cool Kitchen Stuff kind of shelving unit. It looks like it's got some spices and such. I kind of play about with that for a while. In the end, it just ends up being alongside the wall where the sink is. But now, as you can see, I've moved on. I've started doing the little dining room area. Now, this house didn't need a dedicated dining room. If I'm being honest, I don't think Don Lothario is going to be throwing dinner parties. They're not the kind of parties I don't see him having personally. That's just me though. But there still needed to be a dining room table somewhere within the build, and so it actually fitted in quite nicely, kind of in like the entrance bit. It's not really like the entrance bit though. I don't know how to describe it, but you can kind of see what I mean. It's not as soon as your Sims would walk in through the front door, but it's located by the front door. But I just feel like it fits in quite nicely there. As you can see though, I have now moved on and I've started furnishing the bedroom. Now, I did actually forget to mention, but this is Don Lothario's house, and so it is only one bedroom. But up until this point, I completely forgot to mention that there is actually a second room in this house, which could easily be a bedroom if you wanted it to, but I decided to make it into a gym. It's Don Lothario. Whenever my Sims visit the gym, which to be fair is not actually that often because I don't really want to go through the loading screens, but anyway, besides the point, whenever my Sims do go to the gym, he's always in the gym. And as there was space for a gym, instead of making it into a spare bedroom, I just thought, let's have him have a gym. And so if you wanted to download this house off the gallery, and maybe you've got two Sims that you want to live in here, maybe you've got a party household, you could definitely just make that into another room. But I decided that I just wanted it to be a gym. As you can see though, I have actually just started moving on and decorating said gym. I went for the fitness stuff equipment, so the fitness stuff kind of like arm thing, I'm not even sure what it's called, but the gym machine from Fitness Stuff, as well as the matching treadmill, and then I think the punching bag is the one from Spa Day if I remember correctly. But I tried to use a lot of fitness stuff in this actual room from the Fitness Stuff pack, and so I used the Fitness Stuff mirror in the corner. I did also use that little shelf with like, kind of like a towel thrown over it. I also do want to mention there is also a TV in this room, as well as a radio, or kind of like a radio station thing, which I will be adding in a second, just so your Sims can listen to music or watch a film. I don't know why you'd want to watch a film when you go to the gym, but you might want to. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. But anyway, as you can see, I'm just finishing up this room now, and now I'm going to move on and start doing the bathroom. With the bathroom, I really wanted to include one of these corner tubs that we've got in the game. I think that we've got a few of them. We might have like 2 or 3 of them in the game. We got one with base game, and we've had a few included with some of the stuff packs or expansion packs. The one that I use is actually the one from Get Famous. I just felt like he would have one. I don't know why. I just felt like this whole entire house, he was able to just kind of kit out with the best of the best stuff, because I feel like the storyline that I'm going to go with in my save file is when his parents passed away, he just got left a big sum of money, and so he just tried to make his house the best it could be. And so he had to have the best bathtub, he had to have the best, you know, hot tub or whatever. He just probably bought loads of stupid stuff with the money, and I felt like he would just be a sim that would have a corner bathtub. I don't know why, but I just felt like it, and so I decided to add one into this bathroom. As you can see, I'm just clutching up this little counter space area. I just use the counters from Island Living, which I don't actually normally tend to use. I feel like I don't tend to use them anyway, just because, again, with the matching cabinets, they don't have a matching cabinet, which drives me crazy, and so I never normally use them. And whenever I do use these cabinets, or these counters rather, I always use them in the bathroom because you don't actually need matching cabinets. I feel like I just said cabinets and counters way too much just then. But anyway, as you can see, I've now just gone back into Don Lothario's bedroom. I switched out that chair that I originally placed down. The one that I originally placed down was from City Living, and I just really didn't like the look of it, and so I just switched it out to one of the eco lifestyle ones. And now I'm actually going into the back garden. I decided to change the fence, which I loved the look of the fence, the first one, and then I loved the look of the second one, but it was quite annoying because then I spent all that time sizing down and moving up these kind of green ivory things on the wall for nothing, because I ended up deleting them and replacing them anyway. But I do prefer this fence. I just feel like with the modern house that it is, it just kind of needed a modern fence to kind of go with it. But anyway, now I'm just going to go around the rest of the build and just do a little bit of landscaping and add some trees and such. But anyway guys, I have actually reached the end of this voiceover, so as always you can download this build via the gallery. My origin ID is JessicapieYT, or you could just search for the hashtag JessicapieYT, or you could just search for the hashtag Jessicapie. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, if you do like my content, then please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in my next Sims 4 speedboarding video. Bye guys.